Two from Sweden.
You are native speaker?
No.
In English?
Indeed.
Okay, so
Russia?
someone else? Native speaker in English? No, but just you. Okay. So first, I apologize for my single English.
It's fine. My Czech is
Thank you.
terrible,
I can teach you if you want.
Excellent. Excellent.
Russian?
Russia, yeah.
Russia? Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
Poland?
Oslo.
Dzień dobry.
Norway.
Norway?
Hi, just.
Well, so Poland also. Yeah.
Cyprus. Cyprus.
Cyprus. Okay. Are you Greek?
Greece.
Greek.
But
Wow.
we live in Belgium, so
Okay.
yeah.
It's quite complicated, right?
The last 10 years, yeah.
Oh yeah. So let me speak English. My English is not perfect, but I think it's much better than my Russian or Polish
Or Norway.
or Norway. Even. I was a couple of times in Norway and I didn't remember anything. Maybe it's cold.
Good trip.
I still remember that they have really very expensive beer. Actually, there is expensive everything in Norway. Well, so I suppose you know everything right now. You saw everything what you can in all divisions. So I expect your questions. First. So ask me. I'm yours. I answer everything you want. Or maybe everything I want. So,
Okay, so first question. You stated once, some years ago, that you won't enter World War First aircraft one anymore. And you released new Siemens Schuckert, new SF-55. What is the future? Do you plan to make something? To recreate some of your old designs or not?
yes, we want, but it will remain our marginal production. We don't want to do it like our mine portfolio or so, because it is still quite marginal for us, but it remains to be important for us because it is old tradition. When we started kit production, we started with World War I, so we still want to keep the position on the World War I market, but it is not our main goals for future production. So we would like to continue with World War I aircraft. We will release very closely actually 72nd scale Fokker D7, the whole line. So it will be the OAW and other versions. Usually they don't know what are the differences. I'm the same, I don't remember it, but there will be more Fokker D7s in 72nd scale. We want surely remake old Camel to new fashion, for example. It's very similar like this Siemens Schuckert, but hopefully the new Camel will be much better than
New Camel?
New Camel in quarter scale.
It wasn't that old.
Oh, it is not so old, but it is simply ugly. Yeah. And also the tool doesn't work properly. It is not good design because it is not so old, but in development of our thinking and our processes, this kit doesn't look well because it is very early project in our computer design, and also it used old tooling technology. So the tool doesn't work well. So we are not so brave to use the tool more and release the Camel from the old tools. However, Revel acquired the Camel right now from us, so Revel will release it from old tooling to old tooling.
And what about
Which is good for us, of course.
and what about medium-aged kids, for example, the Boris or?
You mean some 20s or 30s or something like that? Oh, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to find something interesting. from such age. I don't think we will release something. Sorry. It's not easy. We simply prefer World War II aircraft, some modern aircraft, because they are most important types, and they are also bestsellers for us. So it is good for us to produce such kits, that marginal production. I suppose our friends from Special Hobby are specialists for 20s and 30s.
And will you make another runs of a model which were sold out, for example? So the number of kits you are not selling here because they run out. Will you plan to release another series of first shots?
We do it. Yeah, we do it. We released couple of such. We call it releases, and we re-released a couple of such kits. Right now we are going to release, or we already released Messerschmitt 109 E3 this December.
Yeah,
release.
December release.
And the same was MiG-21 SMT, for example, is the same approach. And actually we re-release at least one such kit every month. Yeah, so one of the latest is Fokker 190 D9. Spot 13 will continue, and others. What is other in January? It is Spot, I think. So it is our plan and our approach to re-release one of that old kits in the same fashion like in the first production batch every month actually. There will be Fokker D8 or E5. It could be interesting for you because there will be steps.
Sorry
again.
guys.
So it is a little bit Polish item, I think. And we will even re-release Henkel 280, which is the German prototype, you know, that just like Schwalbe a little bit. So it is one of the planned release. I'm getting nervous.
But regarding the Henkel, the parts will be updated, right? I mean, it won't be the old kit, it will be improved kit somehow.
Oh, actually, what I talking about, there are no improvements. Actually, it's the same kit in the same fashion like the first release. Like E3, for example, is the same. There is no improvement. If you want to know it exactly, ask Martin. He knows much more about the releases than me because he is a responsible person for such production. So ask him, catch him by the bar, and ask him whole evening, no problem, right?
I have Eduard larger models in smaller scales, in 144. Mustangs, Fokker Messerschmitts. Maybe yes, maybe no.
It is that we usually release that small kits for our E-Day show because we use it like entry kit, so it is called entry kit, and it is for people like it's kind of ticket actually. So when we create new one, we create it for such purpose primarily, and then we use it for other purposes and for the regular production.
Thank you.
So there is good chance that next one could be someone of Messerschmitt 109G. Maybe G10, because G10 was used by Czechoslovak Air Force after World War II, so it could be good entry model for E-Day show, maybe, but not for next year.
Thank you.
But next year there will be something specific upon his ideas.
That's my question.
Any other plans to increase the amount of 48 scale British fighters
Yes.
from Spitfire, you've done
Yes,
very,
absolutely.
very well, but
Absolutely. We love Spitfires.
some Hurricanes, things like that, any ideas or plans for
Also,
things like that?
yeah. That's my favorite. And Hurricane, for example, is among our possible types for the future production, for future new designs. However, when I talking about future designs, it mean to be released after 3-4 more years, not months.
Yeah.
So the closest one, what could be designed should be the earliest Spitfires, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 5s. It is one of our closest future projects.
What about Tempest?
It is already in the process. Maybe Stanley said you something about Tempest?
Yeah.
No, that's correct. Okay. I can show you some pictures of the Tempest. Tempest is in a little bit strange stage of our process because it is right now under control of each part. Yeah. When we check the correctness of the shapes and everything of the splines and so on. So it is quite tough because it is about 300, maybe 350 parts, and each must be checked about the technological correctness. It's not about the modeler's correctness. So we don't solve or fix if the shape is absolutely correct, but we need to have all parts correct from for the production. And we must be sure that it is possible to do it.
And which version?
And it is expected finally on the end of this year. Yeah. So we wish to have it to release it in October, to introduce the kit on the E-Day next year. However, it is 70 to 30 that it will really happen that. Because it is a very complicated project, a complicated aircraft, and there could anything happen, could be delayed very easy. The versions will be the primary 5, Mark 5, the Series 1 and Series 2. And next, Mark 2, Mark 6 will follow. This is not so important for us actually. We prefer the 5s.
So I already asked about 1/32 scales, and he said, why no more?
Why not? Because everyone or many other manufacturers make 32nd scale kits. Yeah. And from my point of view, there are too many 32nd scale kits. So there are more kits that the market is able to absorb. And the sales of 32nd scale kits is not so good like in quarter scale.
Yeah, but we're getting,
Other thing is that we are quarter scale company actually.
Yeah. We're getting old. All the model builders now that do 48, they have to go to 32nd.
I absolutely understand you, but
No.
there are the 8th centuries and so you can help yourself much more ways than to get bigger kits. But you have Tamiya there on the market, the Chinese and others. So we don't want to go on the market where there is no place for us, I guess. You know. I'm very afraid that there is no place for us. We tried to repack some Asegawa kits, and they are not unsuccessful, but they are not so perfect like water scale kits. And there is other identification why we think that it is not so good area for us, and it is there are all data from sales of photo etch. We see what we are able to sell in each scale, and upon all knowledge, it seems that the percentage of the modelers who use accessories, aftermarket accessories like photo etch or resin parts are very stable. Yeah? It seems that it is about 5% of all modelers. It doesn't matter if it is on 70 scale or 48 scale or 32nd scale, it is always at 5%. Yeah? So you can see what are relations about the scales. And at least for us, the 48 scale is the best in the sales figure, which is about 30–40% more than in 32nd scale. Actually. And it is even worse in 32nd scale and 72nd scale usually. There are some exceptions, of course. For example, when Tamiya releases new 32nd scale kit, it's usually perfect seller. Or the photo edge or other accessories are perfect seller for the Tamiya 32nd scale projects. But this is the only exception. When any Chinese company or other company release even the same type, it never gets the same figure. It's much lower. And it could be also that Tamiya is able to sell more than the other manufacturers. Other exception could be Rebel sometimes, but not always. When you take the Tamiya kit, the sales of accessories for Tamiya kits is always perfect. For the Rebel kit, it's sometimes perfect, sometimes very cool, very good, sometimes that depends on the time. Printed by cartograph, I suppose, and there are 14 aircraft actually. However, they are very exciting. All are white, and the difference is usually the leather here. Sorry, that's British.
It's your fault. It's true.
However, there are some, for the British Liberator, very colorful aircraft like this one, this Australian one, with the kangaroo, and this Baldock, this dog. Yeah. This Churchill?
Yeah.
Oh really? Nice. This cigar?
Yes.
Whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah. But most of them, there are British, there are some two Czechoslovakian, because it's important for us, of course. Some of them destroy some ship or submarines. I said the German group, mostly German ships, I think. And they are the Mark 5s. Mark 6 will be very similar. So I suppose it's not so much interesting for the colors of the markings. Maybe some of them are nice, like most are really different in the letter only. But this is exceptional, I think. And most of that, not so much interesting because there is a story on the background, and that's interesting. Another thing are the technical specification, because it has different turrets that what is it, the late light, you know what I mean, with the rockets here or the Dumbo radom on the nose, From my point of view, it looks very aggressive, this aircraft. It's really like it is really like a machine from Star Wars. So we hope it will be interesting for modelers. However, the edition is not so big. We released 2,000 pieces per each edition. So I really trust we will be able to sell it. If not, we will lose. But it is quite interesting project and very exceptional project. Or projects actually, because there are two. Well, that's it. I do have more pictures if you want to see it. However, I suppose we have enough time, so if you want to leave, to go eat and drink, you can. If not, I can show you some closest project if you want.
Yes.
Well, perfect. So, okay. This is a 72nd scale project of Green Hertz, which is dual combo kit with A5, A8 Novemberfest from JG454 from Soviet Union. I originally expected that there will be aircraft with big green hertz. You can see there is nothing. It was a big surprise to me and maybe for Martin too. It's not so colorful like we expected. The 8 have at least a small green hertz. So this is one of the January releases. The other one is more interesting and more colorful, at least from what I think about, which is this one. This is Messerschmitt 109 G14 quarter scale, so this all responds to Tamiya's G6. They do have Hartmann also there.
Would you don't scale to the 109 72?
Yes, but later. Let's start with Hartmann. So this is Eric Hartmann, Hartmann's plane, which is surely G14. Sometimes some authors say it is G6, so no, it is G14. I suppose the other aircraft are more interesting, at least for me, but Hartmann is an ace, you know, so it is a significant person, so many people will be interested in Hartmann primarily. But the other aircraft are maybe more colorful even. This is a JG4 machine which operated also over this territory, so it's interesting to look for us. And this is also interesting, this is Italian aircraft, it stopped scoring that northern Italy, the fascist aviation ace during World War II. And later General of Italian Air Force after World War II, in 70s I think. And he served also in Japan on the embassy of Italian in Japan after World War II. And this one is very specific because this is a marking which will be available for BFC members only. There will be this special sub-item for the BFC members, which will contain this marking and steel seatbelts, like a bonus for BFC members. Which is, I think, what we want to do in the future with most of our trophy packet releases, that there will be some subversion for BFC members. There will be other Messerschmitt 109 G release very closely after this trophy pack, which will be a limited edition. It will be called Mersu, and it will cover Finnish Air Force Messerschmitt 109 G2s and G6. And there will be dual combo kit, so also quite big one, with some 10 probably markings of Finnish Air Force. I always think that the names of the pilots sounds like a list of the Finnish hockey team, you know.
For Russian, it's easy.
That's the same. So they are G2s and G6. Do you know what animal is this one?
Shark. Shark?
No. Snake. No. Other bet? It's lynx, gentlemen. Yeah. Finland is full of yellow links. So but there was the German group in this office. We discussed how we sell it in Germany because the swastika is forbidden. So I said, okay, this will be censored, this one and the others. This one is also post-war version, so it is allowed for Germany, and this one is the bonus for the Germans. So they will have 2 markings for 2 kids. That's good. Makes sense. Well, that's it. I don't have more.
Very good. Thank you very much.